Hey boys and girls, it's Mr. Doug Storytime again, yay! And today we are going to read a book called Why Should I Recycle? The author is Jen Green and the illustrator is Mike Gordon. Remember, books are written for two reasons. They're written to tell a story, or books are written to give us information. And so this book is an information book, okay? Let's get started. It's about why should I recycle? In my family, we recycle our garbage. We return things so they can be used again. We didn't always recycle. We used to throw everything away. Now in this picture, this is a recycling center. Some people can go to a recycling center and throw all their recyclables away. Most of us will just put it in a recycling bin and give it to the garbage people, and they recycle it and sort it for us. Okay, but this person used to never recycle. Look how full that garbage bin is. Wow. On our way to school, we always pass Mr. Jones's house. Mr. Jones is our teacher. One day, we saw him putting a special box with cans, bottles, and papers by the gate. So now I asked, "What are you doing?" So they're on their way to school, and they see their teacher with a box of cans and bottles and papers. "This box is for recycling. All these things are taken away and used again," said Mr. Jones. "What's recycling?" I asked. Mr. Jones said, "I'll explain at school." All right. In class, Mr. Jones asked us what we did with our trash. Someone said we put it in the garbage can. It's just old garbage. Mr. Jones said garbage contained lots of useful things that can be recycled or used again. Well, why should I recycle? So Mr. Jones took the class to a recycling center. It has separate containers for bottles and cans and plastics and clothes and paper. "What do you think happens to all the glass that goes in here?" asked Mr. Jones. This is a big bin for glass bottles. "What do you think happens to all the glass that goes in here?" "It gets all broken down to make new shiny bottles." So you can see this boy is drinking a bottle of soda, and if he puts it in the recycling bin, it'll get all broken down and made into new bottles. "And guess what happens to all the cans that go in here?" asked Mr. Jones. That's at the recycling center. That everybody is recycling their cans there. "All those cans get melted down to make new metal things, such as bicycles and scooters." Wow. All those cans get melted down and they can make scooters and bicycles and all kinds of things from them. "And what about the paper and plastic that goes in here and here?" Mr. Jones asked. "Well, there's plastic here and paper here." Mr. Jones said, "The paper gets shredded and used to make new books and comics. It's made into new paper." "All these things come from garbage we just throw away?" asked the boy. "Yep, this plastic can be used to make all kinds of things, including clothes. You might be wearing some," said Mr. Jones. This person says, "So why waste? Why waste garbage?" Most of the garbage we put in the trash gets buried in dumps that spoil the countryside, that do bad things to the earth. It's good to recycle as much as you can, said Mr. Jones. So what else can we recycle? Look, she's holding her nose because garbage dumps like this are so stinky. It's not good for the environment. That poor cow and those trees have to smell all that yucky stuff. So what else can we recycle, the girl asked. Well, clothes and books and toys that you don't want can all be taken to the secondhand store, like Goodwill or the Salvation Army, explained Mr. Jones. Then they can be sold again. The food we buy at supermarkets comes in packages that can often be used again. Don't waste, Mom, this girl says. So this big bottle, plastic bottle, they didn't throw it away. They remade it into a flower pot. That's a plant in the pot. Isn't that cool? So don't waste. Well, I told Mom and Dad about our trip to the recycling center. Now we buy recycled things at the store. Recycled paper helps to save trees, you know. We always recycle the plastic bags, too. And this boy says, we brought our own bags, thanks. So they're reusing their bags, right? That's what Mr. Doug does. I reuse my bags all the time. We also recycle everything at home. Fruits and vegetable peelings, they get recycled on our new compost heap. Look at that. So that's all the foods that you don't eat. Instead of throwing all that away, they put it in a compost heap. The compost helps Mom's prized vegetables to grow. After the compost has been in there for a little while, you can put it on your garden and it will help the other plants to grow better. Okay, that's a compost heap. So even food you eat that you have left over can be recycled. Now, we recycle so much garbage, there's hardly any left to put in the garbage can. Look at that. That is so good. That's less garbage in the landfill, in that garbage area. Recycling is kind to nature. It saves money and it's fun. The end. So recycling is really important. And a lot of the recycling, we just put it in a box, in a bin, and then we put it out for the garbage man to take. And the garbage man takes it, and then he'll sort it and put it in the proper place to get recycled. Recycling is so important because it saves our planet. If we recycle all the paper that we use, then we don't have to take down as many trees because paper comes from trees. So then we don't have to cut down so many trees, right? So recycling is important, very important. It's good for our planet. There are other ways to recycle too. We can reuse things like the toys and clothes and things like that. We can take to a secondhand store, and then they will resell it to people that will buy it, and that way they don't have to add things to the garbage either. So recycling is important, and there's a lot of ways to do it. Have a good day, boys and girls.